Hello everybody, my name is Skybound.
Starlight Flux.
And we've just got finished watching Season 8, Episode 20 of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. You can find our reaction down below at the link in the description. And let's just jump right into the review.
Well,
it's an interesting one.
It is an interesting one. Because when I saw the... I did see the thumbnail of the video, but all it was Scooter Lou, and I thought, okay, why are they bringing up the Scooter Lou fan club? And oh, by the way, our reaction is below, so if you want to see our reaction.
I was actually a bit confused with the beginning because
yes.
I was almost like it was almost word for word the same scene from that other episode of the Rainbow Dash fan club. So I was like, did we just get played? Did we just get played? And then
well,
it kind of...
I thought, was it the wrong episode? Like, it has a question, they uploaded the wrong episode.
Yeah.
Like that, but it turns out, no, it wasn't. And I find it interesting how, you know, spoiler alert, Lightning Dust was, you know, made a return. And it's been interesting how the interaction was initially not as... I expected them to be at their throats, but more at their throats than they were. You know, Rainbow Dash and Dust weren't at each other's throats as much as I was expecting until later on when he actually started endangering Scootaloo, which is flipping understandable, really. I mean, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I think...
You know, I mean, they confirmed, actually, in words officially, because as far as I'm concerned, it's not confirmed officially to they actually bloody state it, and it's actually been stated now that Scootaloo can't fly, or at least not. You know, there was a couple of times when it looked like she was able to hover for a couple of seconds, but it sounds like she can't actually fly. So it's, you know, that's been confirmed. That, you know, so putting that, you know, putting a disabled kid basically in flipping danger is kind of reckless, especially when you did it on a scooter that was just made out of wood and strapping rockets to the flipping, just using duct tape. I know NASA, so, you know, I'm not from NASA, and I mean, I'm sure Ray could confirm this, but I don't need like an airspace degree to know that wrapping a flipping side rocket on using gaffer tape is not safe. You know,
I mean, there's something to be said about rockets as well, is that they tend to be slightly explosive due to the fact they're full of fuel.
Well, it depends on the type of rocket, because not all of them are fireworks.
Yeah, but still,
you know,
either way, if a rocket crashes into the ground, doesn't matter if it's not a firework.
Okay, fair enough, yeah, but it didn't technically hit the ground, did it? It just went...
It never did, no. But one thing I would say is, it was an interesting episode because, okay, so I get the point was, like part of the point at least, was that Rainbow Dash was being kind of selfish. She didn't want to see Scootaloo, you know, looking up to someone else. It kind of reminded me a bit of some of the, you know, sometimes you'll see people get a bit of backlash against them for like maybe moving into different interests and things like that.
Yeah. Well, wait, what?
Have you not seen, like, a lot of the time? I mean, this might be sort of less common nowadays. I don't know, but kind of early on, when a lot of people started either moving into the Brony fandom or more recently moving out of it to look into something different. Like, I mean, anime is just one example, but in general, the kind of people who kind of leave the fandom, there's generally a bit more.
Yeah, well, I think.
Yeah, it's essentially people don't want to see people that they look up to.
I think I know this is getting a bit sidetracked, but my opinion on that sort of behaviour really is quite simple. It's like, people don't really leave fandoms unless something really horrific happens to them in that fandom, right? What normally happens is people find something else that they are interested in. They still have a connection, and they may even still do work related to that sort of thing, But just because they're moving to other things doesn't mean they don't still relate to the previous stuff. It's like me, I'm still planning on trying to get to BronyCon next year because it's the last one running. And you know, and because of that, it's like, I'm still part of a Brony fan, but I actually enjoy a lot of anime stuff as well, you know, and I can like both. And
well, I think the good thing is there is quite a bit of there is kind of a lot of crossover in that.
Yeah.
There's kind of two communities
anyway.
And maybe that's just because the people we're around in general are kind of into both. But my main point is
the funny thing is, a lot of the memes of the original Brony memes were basically ponified versions of anime memes. But I found that out by going into a lot of anime stuff.
But my main point was that
essentially, watching it for the plot, for example.
Yeah. But my main point was that essentially there's this kind of thing where you'll get people who do look up to you, who do like seeing you having excitement about this thing, and then when you get excited about a thing that they're not so excited about, it's harder to sort of get that same attention. I mean, most of the time they won't actively try and drive you away from that subject, but that's just kind of the comparison I thought of. I mean, one of the things I would say, at least, is that you can definitely see that Rainbow Dash is acting as more of
mature.
Yeah, as more of a carer kind of thing.
I don't know what the legal status of, but it does seem like she's acting more of a parent or guardian, which is probably the way of them not saying that she is actually orphan, because I don't think they've actually confirmed whether she is or not. Again, it's one of these implied things. It's like, as I say, I normally take it as until they actually literally, it's 100% obvious. I normally say, no, they could basically be pulling the wool over our eyes, it's not. But anyway.
But yeah, one of the things about it was, in this particular case, while I think Rainbow Dash was kind of acting a bit immature in the context of she shouldn't have been trying to stop Scootaloo from liking this group of daredevils, because I think
she did.
In the grand scheme of things, I think by doing that, she was kind of.
She was partly responsible for
Scootaloo
actually going off and joining them in the first place.
Kids rebel, basically.
Yeah.
And if they're being told, no, don't do this,
they're going to do it more.
Yeah, they're going to want to do it.
To be fair, I don't think it's just kids. I think there's quite a lot of adults who do that as well.
But the thing
People don't like being told what to do. That's basically the rule number one when it comes to human beings. You're better asking somebody something you need. You're better asking somebody to not do something, rather even if you really want them to do it, because they're more like, it's
one of those things where it's like instead of just going no, don't do that, or clearly expressing that the reason that you don't want them to do that is, basically because you don't like this idea or whatever. Like even so, in the case of the Washouts, what they were doing was clearly dangerous. Okay.
Yeah.
And what they were asking Scootaloo to do was clearly very dangerous.
Well,
so
it was kind of foreshadowed by the fact that one of their members had basically injured themselves in the show. Now, injuries happen, but you can tell from the slapdash way they deal with health and safety. I mean, don't get me wrong, it depends. If you're part of a group or organisation, you really should be taking that sort of thing into account.
Well, the thing is, if you are, say, a stunt person,
especially
you will sign contracts, you'll sign waivers that say, I'm responsible for whatever injuries I get during this kind of thing. Now, Scootaloo is a child, and I don't know much about the legal goings-on of Equestria, but I'm pretty sure a child can't legally sign a contract. It has to be signed by a parent or guardian. Therefore, she was putting herself in danger. That she was putting herself in danger without contractually obliging to that. Therefore, they were probably illegally endangering her.
Yes.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So they should
from a legal standpoint, maybe
it's questionable from a legal standpoint, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm trying to remember if Doctor, there's an analyst
as well as a physics.
I can't remember whether he's like a accountant or a lawyer, because maybe he would know more about it. Actually, I do know somebody who's a lawyer, could always ask him.
but yeah, another thing is, rockets, You can't strap a rocket onto a scooter and expect that to work. That's how Richard Hammond got mumps in hospital. Okay, it wasn't a scooter, but I mean it was equally.
I'm beginning to wish that we actually had Ray for this reaction, because it would actually be his reaction to that would have been.
He would be furious.
But I tell you what, I have half a mind if I get chance to get him over here at some point, and he hasn't watched it, I say, do you mind doing a reaction to this? And we may try and do it at some point.
Yeah, he's got an aerospace engineering degree, so I'm sure he will be able to tell us exactly what's going on.
I'll send him a message afterwards, and we'll see if we can get something sorted. If you don't see something come out, then you know that never happened. So.
But overall, it was a very enjoyable episode. I liked it.
Yeah,
I think it was a bit skewed towards the end when they were sort of going Rainbow Dash, you know. Like they were saying that Rainbow Dash couldn't really make this decision for her.
Yeah,
in this particular case,
when
it's talking about she's going to go down a hill on a scooter over a jump over some carts on fire. I think that's the point where you go, you know what? No.
Even if she is not legally responsible, she needs to talk to either the orphanage or the god parents about this. And put a fucking stop to it, because that was more than just dangerous. That was just stupid.
Also, shout out to the freaking Pokemon joke at the end with Team Rocket blasting off again.
That's like the second. This is like the second time we've seen that within the last couple of weeks or so. Because we were watching Academia, and there's a reference to that at one point. You know, and.
I think it's just a trope at this point.
And also the whole patent pending sort of thing. You know, the temporary if that just remind me of the Steingate temporary name joke.
Yeah, kind of a thing in advance. We've been watching Steins Gate, and yeah, there is like they do a bit of a subtitle joke in there where they call this invention the phone microwave, but every time in the subtitles it will have in brackets like temporary name or something like that. And so it kind of reminded me a bit of that as well. We are trying to record that and release that as a reaction, by the way. We are doing a reaction to that. We're just in the middle of getting things sorted out for it. But in the meantime, overall that was a pretty good episode. I would rate 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say that was actually a good episode.
Solid episode.
A good episode with a solid story, and they actually managed to do a solid story with the main six. Okay, they had all the help with Scootaloo, you know.
But the main six wasn't the central part of the episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Scootaloo was the central part of the episode.
Yeah, it's the general theme of the flipping season, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose Rainbow Dash was a central part.
Okay, yeah.
I'd say Scootaloo was the protagonist in that, and Rainbow Dash was the deuteragonist, and
the what agonist?
Deuteragonist, secondary kind of primary character.
Oh, right, yeah.
Wait, secondary primary? No, like secondary character. So you got like the primary character and the secondary character.
Words.
Yeah, and of course then you've got the antagonists who are those lot, the washouts. But anyway,
we kind of rambled on a little bit. So.
We've babbled on enough about this episode enough. It was a good episode. That's all you need to know. Yeah. Check out our reaction. It's great.
It is. Please.
Apart from that, we hope you enjoy the video. We hope you enjoy the videos that we are going to continue to bring out, including anime reactions and stuff like that. If you do, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, and keep an eye out for more videos from us.
Especially the Steins Gate one, because they are what the fuck.
They're gonna be very interesting as well, because we get to talk about time travel. Anyway,
yeah.
With that said, my name is Skybound.
Starlight Flux.
And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.